Hey guys, Zach with Joggers Trains. So today's video, I'm really excited about this one. You know, as of late, Lionel has been pumping out some really good product, including the E8s that are sitting directly behind me. I did a video on those a couple weeks ago. If you haven't seen that video, after this video ends, go watch my E8 video. It's a pretty solid set of engines. But today we're going to focus on big steam. And it's been a while since I've had some big steam to make a video about, and that's exactly what we have today. You know, you can look behind me on the shelves, you can see big steams, articulateds, northerns, everything sitting behind me. Everything except for one of these. And as you can tell by the thumbnail in this video, we have the brand new Lionel Southern Pacific AC-9. Now, I opted not to go with the Lark or the Daylight or anything, right? I just opted to go with the standard issue black steam engine. And I know with all the custom runs that are going on right now with the big boy and whatever else, it's really easy to get wrapped up in all these bright colors on steam engines. But it's also extremely hard to beat a black steam engine. Like, you can't go wrong with them. Like, you really can't. You know, like, I think that's what's great about steam engines. Are they all black? Yes. Are they all awesome? Absolutely. So we're going to take a look at this AC-9 that you can see rolling by right now. And it's a beautiful engine, as you can see just from the little clip here. We're going to take an up close and personal look at it. We're going to look at some of the details on this, listen to some of the sounds. We'll go through all the whistles and horns. Did I say horn? I said horn. And we'll really see what this engine is about. I'm excited. That's enough talking about it. Let's just go ahead and, you know, jump into it. After we take a look at it, I'll give you my closing thoughts on this engine, and let's go. All right, let's take a look at some of the details on this steam engine. There's a lot going on here, as to be expected with, you know, a pretty large steam engine. This is a 2884, so it does classify, in my opinion, as big steam, right? So we got the air pumps here in the front. I feel like this is cool. I used to not like it. The more that I see it, I feel like I like it a little better now. So, and there will be another engine in the future. There'll be a video on my channel with some air pumps on the front. So that's something to look for. I do like how the whistle is right here, and we'll take a look at it. But the steam actually comes out of the whistle. That's a pretty cool feature on this engine. Like, that's how MTH's stuff works. So it's cool to see it on this engine. And then we have the horn here, and then marker lights. Again, you know, back to the Lionel marker lights. They are still pretty bright. I think they're getting a little better. Not sure, but I do think it is improving. The one thing I don't really care for is how all of these are white. I kind of wish they were just black. Maybe they're supposed to be white. I'm not a big enough SP fan to know if that's correct or not. I feel like silver might be a better option than white. I'm not sure. I do like this here. How we got the pilot here is silver. Kind of looks a lot like a Daylight pilot or a GS pilot. So that's pretty cool. Bell is tucked away under here nicely. Nice little deal there. It looks cool sitting there. You know, I think I like it much better being down here low as opposed to being up here. So I think that looks pretty cool. 2 smokestacks on this engine. We'll take a look at that as well, and we'll spin around, get some looks at some of the details. I'll take off the hatch here for you in a minute, show where all the switches are. So if you have one of these or you're getting one of these, you'll kind of know where to look for switches because they blended them in pretty good this time. All right, one thing that stands out to me here on the colors here, you know, obviously we have this is black. This is definitely black. And the smoke box here is like, it looks lighter on video than it really is. It's more of a dark graphite kind of color. I think it looks really good in person. On video, like I said, it is much brighter on video. I assure you, if you get one of these, it's a little bit darker than you're gonna see on this video. But I think in how it looks good on video as I'm looking at it, but also like in person, I think it looks really well. We got some plates here. These are, you can read these. Yeah, you can definitely read these. I can read a little bit of them just by looking at them without zooming in. Let's see if I can zoom in and get a little better look. There we go. It's relatively zoomed in, but you can read them. That is really cool that those are, you can read them. Yeah, I like that. Nice touch, Lionel. I know those have been on other steam engines. I just haven't really ever paid much attention to zoom in on them, but you know, as I'm sitting here looking at them, I can kind of make out some of the words without even zooming in. So I was like, let's take a look at that. All right, here you get some look at some of the detail on it, some of the extra piping on it. Really like how this has been up around whatever this piece is. I'm not gonna act like I know the name of that, but that's cool. And then you got this one that's bent down underneath that. That's cool. I'm sure that's how it's supposed to be, but it would have been real easy for Lionel to just say hell with it and put a straight handrail down through there, and they didn't. They put a little bit of extra attention in that. Fantastic. I like it. I like all this little detail in here. I'm not gonna act like I know what all these parts are called, because I really don't. So I just know that when I see an engine I think looks pretty detailed, I kind of make note of it. So I feel like Lionel's done a pretty good job on that. Let's go ahead and get the hatch off here so you can see what the switches are. All right, so there you can see the hatch is the first panel in front of the pop-off valves. So, all right, here you go. Here's the switches. You know, got the micro switches in here. This is the program switch. This is the Bluetooth 4-digit switch. Main, smoke, whistle, steam. It doesn't appear to have pop-off steam just from like looking at the actual pieces there. So I'm going to go with it without opening the direction book. I'm going to assume that it doesn't since there's no switches. All right, there's a better look at the whistle and the smokestack. As you can see, 2 stacks, and then you got the hole in the whistle for the whistle steam to come out of. Really nice touch. I like how MTH does that. I don't know if this is going to be something Lionel does going forward, or if it's just special to this engine, because honestly, if you put a hole in here, it's just going to shoot out sideways and be a terrible looking whistle. So I don't know what the future holds for that, but it'd be cool if Lionel adopted just making it come out of the whistle like MTH does. Taking a look at the top of the engine here, I like how the dynamo is recessed down in there. I understand that's just kind of how these engines are built, but I think it looks cool. It's not that I'm saying Lionel did anything great or whatever. I just think that it's cool how these engines have that just kind of recessed down in there. And then with the roof vents here, the roof vents slide open and close, both of them. If you look down in the roof vent opening, you can see some of the valves inside the cab. We'll take a look inside the cab now. All right, here we got the back of the cab. It's going to be a little bit hard to look in this cab the way the engine's made, but you have the fireman here. You got a guy sitting in his back seat, and well, if you look through that window there, the engineer is in there. And here's about as good a look as I'm going to be able to get you on the inside of the cab. You can see the gauges there. You can see the handles. Typical Lionel. When I had this engine hooked up to the tender a minute ago, I'm sure you noticed the drop plate was down. The drop plate does move on this if you would like to put it out. I just never put the drop plates out. As I said in my last video, I just always leave them down. It doesn't really matter too much to me. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the tender now. All right, here's the tender, boys. This is a really cool tender in my opinion. It's another oil tender, and I don't know I don't know what all the parts are in a steam engine, let alone an oil tender, right? But one of the things that stands out to me is this cool little detailed piping here. I think that's really cool touch, and I don't know why. As soon as I took it out of the box, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. This tender does look cool. Take a look at the top of it and the hatches and stuff here, but it's a solid little tender. I like it. I think Lionel did a pretty good job with this. So we'll take a look at the top of the tender. Top of the tender here, and as you can see, we do have some cast-in riveting detail along here. Nothing spectacular. This hatch does not open. These obviously, however, do. Nothing in them. It's just for fun. Just fun openings, you know? So I don't really open any of the hatches on anything that I have, so it doesn't really matter. I do find it's nice that they open. But one thing that I did notice, you can see the hinges in there. We'll call them, they're not copper, but whatever metal they're made out of, you can see them shining in there. It would have been kind of nice if Lionel had used a black on that so you couldn't see the hinges. Now I'm just being nitpicky. I get it. Not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. It's not going to stop you from buying this model. And you could very easily disassemble this tender and probably paint those if you wanted to. Just saying. Just things that I noticed when I was looking at it. All right, back of the tender. Standard issue, typical stuff. We got the marker lights. Got the number, backup light. Nothing crazy. Nicely done, but nothing over the top. No extra details really making it stand out. I don't know what else you'd expect to see on there. I'm sure some of you guys that, I'm sure some of you prototypical guys would be like, oh, it's missing this, that, or the other thing. I don't know. I'm not a prototypical guy. I think it's a pretty solid tender. For not having coal in it, and it has some extra little details on it, I think it's pretty nice. So let's go ahead and fire it up and run it around. See what it'll do.
Train 1 brakeman to train 1 conductor. East end of the train is clear. Clear to depart westbound on your signal. Over. Train 1 conductor, station work is complete. You're okay to proceed. Let's pull.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and go through all the different horns and whistles. Here's the first one. This one's gonna be a little bit different. I don't know which one's right, so we're gonna leave it there. I have no idea. None of them really are really cool to me, so we'll stick with this one. Here's a better look at the smoke and whistle in action. All right, guys, there it is. The brand new Lionel AC-9. And my honest opinion on this engine, fantastic. Lionel killed it. And I'm not even bullshitting. I think they did a fantastic job on this model. Are the marker lights a little bright? Sure. I got to get over bitching at that. They're not going to fix that, right? So that is what it is. The one thing that I will say I wish Lionel did a little better, and it's not that they did a bad job, I just wish it was a little bit better, is the sounds on this. I feel like they're a little bit quiet. You know, this engine has the 3 speakers in it. And I just feel like they can maybe be a little bit louder. But at any rate, I'm comparing little things, right? Like I'm comparing a 3-speaker AC-9 to my Visionline Big Boy, and in my opinion, they should sound the same. Like maybe not quite as good because it's a Vision Big Boy. You know, that is the best model Lionel's ever made, but this should be pretty close considering this son of a bitch is almost as expensive as the first run of the Vision Big Boys was. So I thought the sounds should be a little bit louder. Sounds overall I think are good. Now I played the 3 different whistles and the 2 horns. Had to make sure I said that right. You know, and I don't know which one's right. None of them really impressed me, like I said. So if you're going to get this, let me know which horn or whistle you're going to go with. I probably would never run a horn on a steam engine. That feels a little bit wrong to me, but you know, it's SP, them West Coast boys. They're a little funny anyways, you know. But no, all bullshit aside, great engine. Ran outstandingly well. Smoked really well. I didn't have to do anything to it to get it to smoke, and that's just, I put smoke in it, that's what it did. I didn't have to fool with it, nothing. So I'm really impressed with that. Really impressive engine overall. I've really been impressed with it, the amount of time that I've had to spend with it and run it. And so yeah, I suggest if you are in the market for an AC-9, I suggest you call my friend Landon at Berkshire Station. He's a friend of mine, a friend of my channels. He helps me out. So head on over to Berkshire Station. Maybe pick something up that he already has in stock, or maybe place a future pre-order with him. Landon's a great dude. And like I've said before, I'll say it again. If you want your Lionel faster than anybody, call Landon. Hit him up, Berkshire Station. You will get the fastest delivery of Lionel product. Facts. He'll beat Charlie Rowe. He'll beat Train World. Landon's got it on lock, so holler at my buddy. Support him. He's a new store. He's a great dude. Great dude, and he's doing big things in North Carolina, so go holler at him. But if you're looking for an AC-9, Lionel has done obviously this run. Then they also have an older legacy run, and if that doesn't work for you, they also did a very much older TMCC run. Now the TMCC engine is a fantastic model. I've had a chance to buy one and I passed up on it. It has a great sound set in it, and with a little bit of help, you know, we can make them TMCCs run well. You know, I used to be a big TMCC basher, hater, right? I have since got off of that. I don't bash the TMCC products as much anymore as I used to, because fact of the matter is, you can get a TMCC model. It's a great model. Does it run as good as Legacy? No. Does it sound as good as Legacy? In most cases, no. Does it have a cooling whistle? No. But what you get with a TMCC engine is a really nice command control engine. A lot of those toolings are really good. And the later TMCC sound files are really good. You know, like, so the Rail Sounds 5 stuff sounds fantastic. So if maybe say the Legacy AC-9 isn't in your budget, maybe look at some of the older TMCC stuff. You can add some really nice pieces to your collection without spending Legacy money, right? So with that being said, my opinion, fantastic model. Go buy one. With that being said, hit up the merch store, buy a Joker's Train shirt, get the Joker's 250 shirt. Support, you know, help support the channel so I can keep doing crusty video for you guys. I will be at the Chattanooga NMRA show. I will be at the Edison Train show in August. So if you're going to those, hit me up, come holler at me, and head on over to my Discord. It's free. We're almost at 400 members. Join the Discord, hang out with me and the boys, and until next time, y'all know the deal. I'm gonna holler at you. See ya.